love the story of a benevolent billionaire. That hero who promises to give away their fortune to save the world. But what if that story is a fantasy? Because in the 15 years since many of the world's richest people promised to donate most of their wealth, their collective fortunes haven't shrunk, they've exploded. For dozens of the original American signatories of the Giving Pledge, including Oracle's Larry Ellison, their wealth has surged, in some cases by over 280%. Welcome to eLuXe, your gateway to the true billionaire lifestyle and elite luxury. Today we dive deep into the truth behind billionaire philanthropy in 2026, uncovering the motives, strategies, and unseen realities shaping how the world's wealthiest give and why it matters more than ever. We've been sold a narrative of incredible generosity, but the numbers tell a very different story. It's a story of power, influence, and a system perfectly designed to protect the wealthy few. This is the truth behind billionaire philanthropy in 2026. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to show how the feel-good headlines are often a smokescreen for a system that allows the ultra-rich to dodge taxes, grab political power, and get richer than ever. Before we reveal the reality, let's break down the mechanisms, motives, and hidden truths that define modern billionaire giving. The great contradiction, promises versus reality. Back in 2010, Bill Gates, Melinda French Gates, and Warren Buffett launched the Giving Pledge. It felt like a turning point, a public promise from the wealthiest people on earth to give at least half their fortune to charity. Today, over 250 of the world's richest, like George Lucas and Elon Musk, have signed on. It sounds amazing, right? A real solution to the world's problems. But here's the catch. The pledge is just a promise. It's not a legal contract. There's no enforcement and zero penalty for not delivering. And the data shows a staggering contradiction. For some, like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, their wealth has grown by thousands of percent since they signed. While a handful of signers have made enormous contributions, many just haven't. Now, this isn't to say no good is being done. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has pumped out over $83 billion in grants through 2024, with a planned annual budget of $9 billion for 2026. And then there's Mackenzie Scott, who has completely flipped the script on traditional philanthropy. She's donated billions directly to over 2,000 organizations, often with no strings attached, a radical departure from the norm. But these are the exceptions, not the rule. For many, the pledge has become a tool for reputation laundering, while their fortunes skyrocket. Their giving, as a percentage of their net worth, often remains tiny. The system allows them to get the good press for promising to give, while the reality is they're accumulating wealth at a rate we've never seen before. The tax machine, how philanthropy preserves wealth. So how is that possible? How can you give away billions and somehow end up even richer? The answer is a complex, deliberately confusing machine of tax loopholes. And the main engines of this machine are private foundations and donor-advised funds, or DAFs. Think of a DAF as a personal, charitable savings account. A billionaire can put $1 billion of appreciated stock into their DAF. They get a huge immediate tax deduction on the full value, and they never have to pay capital gains tax on that stock's growth. But that money can then just sit there for years. There's no legal requirement for most DAFs to actually pay out a single cent to a working charity. And get this, in 2022, a staggering 41 cents of every individual charitable dollar went into an intermediary like a DAF or a foundation, not to the cause itself. Private foundations have to pay out 5% of their assets every year, but even that has loopholes. That 5% can include administrative costs, fat salaries paid to family members on the board, and even grants to other DAFs. It's a shell game that keeps delaying the money from reaching people who actually need it. This isn't just charity, it's a tax-subsidized system of wealth preservation. The public, that's you and me through tax subsidies, is effectively paying the super rich to park their money in funds they control, all while their personal fortunes keep on growing. Stealth philanthropy, case studies of controlled giving. To see how this works in the wild, look no further than the rise of stealth philanthropy. This is black box giving, done through foundations with no websites, no staff, and no public accountability. Take Google co-founder Larry Page. His foundation holds over $4 billion, For a solid decade, nearly 99% of its grants went to a single place, a donor-advised fund. This made it virtually impossible for anyone to track where that money actually ended up. Then there's his Google co-founder, Sergey Brin. His family foundation also holds billions and has ramped up its giving, with a major focus on Parkinson's research after Brin learned he had a genetic risk for the disease. But while the cause is clear, the foundation operates with total discretion. No public website, no clear grant-making strategy, just huge sums moving through opaque channels. This isn't an accident, it's a feature. This new model of stealth philanthropy is popular among tech billionaires because it allows for maximum control with minimum scrutiny. While traditional foundations like the Ford Foundation have public boards and searchable grant databases, these new foundations operate like private investment firms, accountable only to their billionaire founder. Power and influence, philanthropy as a tool. This isn't just about saving money on taxes, it's about power. As one Supreme Court justice famously said, "We can have a democratic society, or we can have the concentration of great wealth in the hands of a few. We cannot have both." When a handful of people have fortunes larger than the GDP of entire countries, their charity stops being simple generosity. It becomes a form of private power. Their donations can shape public policy, fund ideological movements, and buy them unmatched political access. A poll even found that most millionaires believe the super rich can straight up buy political influence. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's happening out in the open. Billionaires like Charles Koch and George Soros fund think tanks that, surprise, produce research justifying their worldviews. They pour money into charter schools to push their vision of education reform. They can single-handedly prop up media outlets or academic departments, making sure their worldview is the one everyone hears. The global billionaire class, whose wealth was projected to hit a record $18.3 trillion in 2025, now operates on the same level as governments, shaping global debates on everything from climate change to public health, all without a single vote or a shred of democratic accountability. Looking ahead, the 2026 outlook. So, what happens next? The world of philanthropy is headed for a seismic shift. First, the great wealth transfer is here. Aging donors are starting to move breathtaking sums of money. Michael Bloomberg's annual giving has surged. Warren Buffett's estimated $150 billion fortune will eventually flow through his kids' foundations. And the Gates Foundation plans to spend its entire endowment down to zero by 2045, injecting hundreds of billions into global health and development. Second, the next wave of tech billionaires is here. People like Dustin Moskovitz of Asana, the founders of Canva, and Dropbox CEO Drew Houston are now major philanthropic players. And they're often using the same fast, flexible, and very opaque models as the generation before them. Third, artificial intelligence could create the world's first trillionaires. Figures like OpenAI's Sam Altman and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang are at the forefront of a technology that could either unleash a wave of philanthropy that solves some of humanity's biggest problems, or it could widen the gap between the rich and everyone else to a breaking point. And finally, people are starting to notice. There's a growing demand for transparency and reform. Lawmakers are finally beginning to look at closing some of these glaring tax loopholes. But progress, as always, is slow. The truth about billionaire philanthropy in 2026 is that it's a system of deep contradictions. It does undeniable good while also cementing a new global aristocracy. It launders reputations, preserves fortunes, and turns unimaginable wealth into unaccountable power. The feel-good headlines about massive donations are hiding a much more complicated reality, a system that has allowed the wealthiest to see their fortunes balloon while they wear the mask of our saviors. The problem isn't a lack of generosity, it's a system that creates such extreme wealth that we're forced to depend on it in the first place. The real question for 2026 isn't, will they give more? It's, how much longer will we tolerate a system where we even have to ask? If you want to keep exploring the systems that shape our world, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. This is eLuXe, your gateway to the true billionaire lifestyle and elite luxury. We'll see you in the next video.